Tom, networking chip startup Enfabrica has announced a new funding round of $125 million. Nvidia is joining that too as a strategic investor. Enfabrica is looking to speed up networking connectivity for AI development data centers by combining CXL and RDMA. This means that GPUs can pull data from multiple sources without waiting for the network to catch up, which would increase efficiency and allow for more processing, as well as reduce costs. Now, this is a different use case for CXL. I'm very excited about it, but since it's in the networking realm, tell us a little bit more.
Well, I thought it was interesting that Enfabrica is trying to attack this problem of idle GPUs because we've seen a lot of companies that are trying to come up with these solutions. If you talk to Nvidia, they're going to say, "Oh, well, your solution is to use InfiniBand because InfiniBand, you can get the data across very, very quickly." And I talked a little bit about that in a recent Conversations episode where I kind of outlined why people use InfiniBand for AI and how networking teams are trying to make Ethernet a little bit more, I don't know, attractive to people that are doing AI workloads. And the biggest problem that companies were trying to solve in that space was the fact that if your data did not get back to the GPUs, get returned to the system fast enough, everything was sitting there idling. And that's a huge problem because, think about it. It's like basically having a Ferrari sitting in your garage. If you're not driving it, what good are you doing with it? And so that's why, as you mentioned in the previous story, that NVIDIA stuff is hard to find. Well, if you can get a hold of it, you want to be running it as much as possible, whether it's from any manufacturer. So what Enfabrica is trying to do is they're trying to take some of the benefits of CXL, where you're effectively blowing up the construct of what a server looks like and creating these hyper-fast lanes to allow data to get pushed around very, very quickly. And they're doing that on a network scale so that these GPUs can fetch data. I believe the article that we linked to from Reuters says, it's basically making it look like a hub and spoke, which is great because it means that the GPUs or whatever you need to send the data to can pull data as quickly as possible without really waiting on the network. And I think that's going to provide a huge value for people that are just sitting there looking at their costs ticking up while they're waiting on this data to either be delivered to the endpoints or be returned from the endpoints. And in a way, they're kind of taking CXL, which has this very valuable way of looking at interconnects, and they're using RDMA on top of it, which is a very efficient transport protocol for getting the data directly into the memory of a GPU to do processing on it. So I'm interested to see what the uptake is going to be on this. I think that there's going to be a lot of discussion between, InfiniBand, Ethernet, and then where Enfabrica is going to land in the middle. And obviously, someone's going to win out. The question's going to be, is it going to be the old incumbent? Is it going to be the hot new startup? Or is it going to be some people who are in the more traditional networking space trying to rev Ethernet one more time to make it relevant to what we're trying to accomplish?